Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Welcome to the playoffs of the Last Randomizer League Season 6, the Open League. We have our first round of 16 matchup between 2Pearl2Furious, who got a bye to this round, and BOINGERS, who swept, let me see who that was. Exxon 2-0 in the first round. I am VX, my co-commentator, my game will hopefully be joining us soon, but we're about to get started. We've got Frank and OSA representing 2Pearl2Furious, and we have Tiso and Ratsiv representing BOINGERS. I hope I got the chat open. Just give me a second here. We are getting started. Single arrow in the Sanctuary, heart container in Link's house. So this is co-op all dungeons. So it's a 7-7, except the goal is all dungeons, and it's info share. The runners are in voice calls, sharing information with each other. So we've got let's see, Trax is going north, Chuck Lumberjack, BOINGERS going, or excuse me, Tiso's heading east. We have red crystal at Hera, regular crystals at Desert and Eastern. We're just working on getting the runners synced. Lumberjack, let's just bomb, so we are going to have to do Agatar anyway, because it is all dungeons. King of Burna in the Uncle chest. I'll say giving us confirmation on our dungeon rewards. Ooh, lamp at the mushroom spot. We see Wase and Tiso buying bombs after they did their respective Houlihan's. Did find 50 rupees in the Lost hideout. So we've got Trinex and Rat going to CAC, Tiso and Wase both heading over to Sa's closet. Always good in coffee. You want to split up as much as you can in the beginning. Get as much information as possible. So does talk to Saha, telling us Skullwoods is our green pendant. We find a glove, a shovel, and a piece of art. And we get a moon pearl out of the tavern. Cape, 50 rupees, piece of heart, a bottle for Blind's Hut. Let's get the mirror out of Blind's Hut as well. Oh, this is going right into Eastern. And in the back of Escape, we find one item, a piece of heart. Also got the King of Samaria out of the Cuckoo Shack. Okay, it was a bow in the bottle vendor, so yeah, I guess we're going Eastern. It's a little unfortunate for Owase, though, having already gone into Eastern and knowing that there's a bow out there. And there could be, the other bow could be in Eastern for all we know. So yeah, that was Sword on Sick Kid. Who wants to do Aga right now? Picking up the Hardineer from the dig spot. You're gonna have lower health. Oh, okay, both bows and cack, thanks. So yeah, that is going to be a little unfortunate for Oase. It's going to be a double dip of Eastern. Yeah, it's pretty rare to get silvers 4 minutes into a seed. Let's see what's on the race game, but Tizo does want it. Oh, it's the Ice Rod, okay. I gotta get a sword from the Sick Kid here. Ether on the library, can't get that right now. Yeah, it's quite a seed so far. Yeah, it is a very yeah, it's open, but we don't have dark. I mean, we can go through Aghanim for Darkwood access. Unfortunately, Oase is down to 1 heart, so it's gonna have to use bombs to kill everything. I don't think that Igor is gonna. I don't know if Igor's died of bombs or not. Oh, okay, damage reducing off the Stalfos. Oh, yeah, another sword. I believe we have Mandium here now.
Yeah, technology's wonderful as long as it works. Am I wrong?
Yeah, yes.
Okay,
Right.
so I tried to have this on in the background while I was fishing through problem-solving tips and tricks. What do we got going?
Okay, so we got both those in CAC. You see, oh, I was picking up the lamp there. Ice Rod on the race game. Styles Closet had Glove and Shovel. Well, the shovel didn't lead to anything. Mirror, Cape, and a bottle are on Blind Hut. Sick Kid in the Eastern Big Key Chest had swords. Moon Pearl in the tavern.
Okay, so we're looking for a glove or a hammer, or we get to do Aga. Got it. All right, yeah. That's not bad for 7.5 minutes in. We know a few things.
Yep. Matrax is giving us our first look at Mini Molnar. Okay, we find the blue boomerang, a shield, Bombos, and a red rupee.
Yeah, Bombos could get us into ice later. It's a nice go-away button. This isn't Randomizer, but still, every once in a while you walk into a room and you just think, you know what, this is more of a hassle than it's worth. Bombos seems like a good solution to this problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you got to talk anything about how the teams got here before.
Yeah, I did.
Managed to get in, but yeah, 2Pearl division winner. At Boingers, I was kind of surprised that they weren't a division winner, honestly, but here they are. They've won on through to the round. It seems like Boingers may have managed to split this up a little better. We've got one in a dungeon and one heading up the mountain. Now I guess
Yeah.
there's not a whole lot that can be done up here yet, but you can get all the way to Tower of Hera, and
Yeah.
it's AD, so...
Right, yeah, I want to say went into Eastern before Trinex got over to CAC, so it's going to have to be a double dip there, unfortunately.
Okay, that makes a little more sense.
Hi, Boots on Old Man.
Well, that's fun. All of a sudden, the game is playable, right?
Yeah.
In the vanilla game, you'd have to wait another couple of minutes to get those boots, but, well, have them now. Now is good.
Alright, Dark World, Green Pendant Skullwoods, Pendant Ice, Pendant Mire, Red Crystal TR.
Good catch. I think I only would have gotten about half of that. That feels like tracker quickness to me. Speaking of which, shoutouts to the people actually doing the tracking, say X Furious Prince, because, yeah, it's nice to be able to just come in, look at the tracker, and feel like you've gotten caught up after exchanging just a few words with your co-com.
Yeah, there's quite a lot happening in the first 10 minutes of the seed.
Pretty common in co-op anything, really. Doesn't seem like 2Pearl is going to be too much later those boots. Trinex going to rescue the old man right now. The big question for the moment, though, really does seem to be, are we going to get another glove or a hammer, or is everybody going to be climbing up Aghanim's tower here in the next 5-ish minutes? Maybe less.
First item in Hera was not the answer. Ooh, he didn't dash in the right spot.
And he spent a long time setting it up, too. That was a lot of repositions before hitting the bumper anyway.
Yeah. Alright, I guess at that time. Looks like Rot's gonna head up the mountain now because of get those boots.
And Oase is going to head up the mountain and get the boots. Everybody's just going to kind of congregate up here on the top of the hill.
Alright, Crazy Fast Moldorm. No match for Tiso. Oh, look at that. Second item's in the basement.
Yeah, I've talked to some teams who said the second runner in has to do the terrible checks, but I feel like Boingers and 2Pearl are both at the point where they don't have enough else left to really justify not just doing it the first go. Since Rotsev can just come up here and beat this dungeon, which he has to do anyway. And by that time, So's gonna know whether or not he needs to come down and do the basement. I guess the real question is, where is Oase going? Because he got the boots and went down and did the bonk check, which makes a lot of sense. But I'm assuming we've seen Back of Escape?
Yes, we have. There was one item back here. Yeah, you could do the cape hugging the wall in Hera Basement if you wanted to. Of course, most times they'll just try to stand on the blocks as they come up. So you got those repeated iframes. And just to be smart.
And Trinex being inconvenienced by the worm there. And Boingers have not been down on the South Shore yet. At the very least, they haven't gotten that Bombos medallion that Trinex pulled out of Mini Moldorm Cave.
Looks like Oasis is probably going to front of escape into Ag, I'm thinking.
Yeah, if they haven't seen it yet, I would expect that that's the play from 2Pearl. Just go ahead and send Oase, find out what's in the front, and by that point, Trinex will know what's up here on the mountain, and it'll be an easy mirror for Oase out of Zelda's cell to just start climbing the tower.
Oh gosh, the double beeps.
Because the game is not exciting enough for some people, they need that extra little adrenaline rush every time they get a little low on health.
Yeah. Here we go again. You gotta know when you're in danger of dying to a bush crab. Or a crab, not bush crab, just a crab.
I was about to say, do we have some kind of enemy damage shuffle going on? That is a very entertaining setting for a viewer. As a runner, it's just terrifying.
Yeah.
Okay, and everybody's got their answers. It looks like 2Pearl... well, no, Trinex is not heading for Agatower. I was really expecting the Agatower play. Do we still have a Gina outstanding
yeah, I think
for
he's
them?
doing that right now.
Especially given that it's all dungeons and you have to do this eventually anyway, I'm not sure that I like the choice, but yeah, I don't know.
I mean, maybe it does have Dark World access and Trinex can put off Agatower until the end.
Yeah, it's possible.
Well, there's another sword on the desert ledge.
It's nice to have knowledge of a third sword. You're going to be in that area eventually, and there's no reason not to pick it up.
Oh, Tiso
yep.
got hit in fake flipper.
Yeah, this is a reversion of a change that I feel like everybody liked the older version, where if you got hit in fake flipper, you just die. Now, thankfully, he didn't have quite the lag that you can generate if you're, say, all the way up into the Zora area on a fake flipper and get hit. But it's still pretty time-consuming.
Yeah, so it's similar to vanilla, except you can't move once you spawn, so that way you can risk crashing the game.
And we had a little co-op interchange there between Zoe and Rotziv. I think there was a bit of back and forth there about, okay, are we both just rushing Dark Cross? Because when you have the mirror, it's easy enough to come back from. And if there's a nice answer here, it's nice to have it rather than getting a couple of rooms into Agatower and then deciding that you want to back out on the play.
Yeah. Trinex going up with Fighter's Sword. He only has one silver arrow. He could use Bombos if he wanted to. Especially since spins don't do any extra damage when you have Fighter's Sword.
Yeah, the best you can do is pin them up against the wall and get double hits with it, and yeah, Trinex has decided that he's just going to go ahead and use that one silver arrow and make one of these guys go away. And so is in a very similar situation. He doesn't have any silvers to his name at all right at the moment.
So he had a better time with them. I don't think we've seen Sunrise yet. Yeah, both Trinex and Tiso, they took the single arrow that was in Sanctuary and just used it on one of those ball and chain guards.
Wase is going to need to be a little careful here, down to half a heart in the Aga fight. Now you can always just kind of get off to the side here and the blue shots will split around you as long as you're positioned properly. Like that. But any single hit is going to cause a very large problem for him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Oh, wait, and I think the bottle, did it have a fairy in it? I'm not sure. I don't remember.
The bottle might have had a fairy in it.
Alright, you can take care of it anyways. Oh, a bee. Sounds about right.
Yeah, one of those flying bottles. And here's So doing what I was talking about, and it's just saying go away to these red spear throwing guards with Bombos, and that has gotten him into the next room before Trinex.
Yeah, we got a hookshot. We can do stuff now in the Dark World.
Yay, the ability to do things. We've been lacking that for a minute.
Yeah, because otherwise we were just down to catfish and pod. So he's going to skip catfish for now. Maybe send Trinex over to do that later. Oh, Trinex just took a death there. Oh, that drops, it turns into a key. Oh, we got double leaps again. Oh, Tiso's down to 1 heart.
Everybody's having adventures climbing this tower, apparently, except for Rotsev. Rotsev sitting there pretty, only down 1 heart at the moment. But Owase got down to half a heart before all was said and done. Trinex has been having adventures of his own, and yeah, so on 1 heart heading into the Aga fight.
I don't think it was that many blue balls. It was like 1 or 2. But I was not counting.
Doesn't look like Owase is pulling all that much from the Northern Dark World loop here at the moment. But now Rotsev has a choice. Is he going to follow him around with that hookshot, or is he going to be the player on Boingers who heads for the Palace of Darkness? I feel like it was an easier choice for 2Pearl, if only because Owase had a couple of minutes on Trinex and could scout out a few of these early Dark World locations. And between them, the team would know, okay, we want to rush pod with the second player, or we don't. The Boingers, meanwhile, all right, yeah, this is going to be so back onto the mountain, I would assume. Which is an interesting division of labor that I had not immediately thought of, but it probably works out for them. There are enough checks up here to make it interesting, anyway.
He's also checking East Death Mountain now. I don't think we found any items in here in Skull Woods yet.
No, I think it's just been dungeon items. There's one. It's not any good, but there is one.
And we got Hammer out of Paradox Cave.
Yeah, now I would not be at all surprised to see So take the save and quit after Spiral Cave and just go ahead and run into Pod. Because suddenly it's clearable.
Yep. I'm not actually missing much now. Need mitts, need the flutes, need the flippers, maybe a fire rod, maybe a medallion. Because we know Ether's in the library.
Yep, and we do have eyes on enough swords to get the job done. No matter how much the top two players are both running around on fighter swords still, we've seen 3 at this point.
Yep. And just targeting on catfish.
Yeah, spare heart containers aren't the worst thing to find in something like co-op. Any co-op mode, really, just because sometimes they're going to be so far out of the way, like that one, that you're just not going to get them, and it's equally likely that Oase finds something in an out-of-the-way location that Trinex never gets later.
And meanwhile, we just saw Hype Cave. That was a 0 out of 10. Would not recommend.
Yeah, there's a reason we didn't say anything about it at the time. Because there wasn't anything to say aside from, that was bad.
I mean, yes, we pulled 300 out, so maybe I'll get half a point for it. And Zora giving us a 20% return.
At this point in the seed, it's less the money that you're worried about and more the fact that you spent the time to go there.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, it doesn't seem like Oase has been finding anything really interesting in Thieves. Rotsev is going to be on his heels here. The big key was in the second check.
Yeah, going into Thieves Town without the hammer, and Tiso knows where it is.
It's an interesting choice. I guess what you're thinking is, So's going to be over there later. He'll have the hammer. He can just make that check if you know that there's an item left over. And if there is something there, Rotsev can just come back for it.
So trying to hover here. This is one of the hardest ones to pull off. That can be pulled off, but
he's pretty good at this trick.
Oh,
though,
not
and,
quite.
Yeah, drops it right there at the end. He's going to go again.
There we go.
Makes it look so easy, and I can tell you it's not.
Chat is saying that there's an item in the Thieves Town big chest. So that's something that the other team members will have to come back.
Yeah, I think that's kind of their idea, is that So's just going to be by and find out sooner or later, and at that point, Rotsev can just come running back.
See what you find in Thieves Town. You have to compass, say, item on the egg chest.
And right now, this just looks like it's not working out quite as well for 2Pearl, because So and Trinex are both in this dungeon. The difference is So's going to be able to finish it, and Trinex is going to have... No, wait, he did go up and get the hammer. Never mind. I just didn't pay enough attention to my friend, apparently.
There's a lot to keep track of with 4 people.
He's on his tracker. I'm starting to lose track.
And there's our flippers. It's on the dig game, and that took a lot of digs.
That is a lot of digs. But hey, it's a required item, and you know where the hammer is, and thanks to Spexy Statue, Rotsiv doesn't have to care about the fact that he hasn't gone and collected that hammer yet. He can absolutely go in swamp here.
Yeah, that was 29 digs. And looks like Rot's going to do Swamp Palace now.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all to see Oase follow him right on behind. There are still enough things other than the hammer that 2Pearl is missing. It makes sense to just go in and hit the dungeon in stride. Of course, he's going to go get the cash money cave first. Makes a lot of sense. From 2Pearl's perspective, maybe the hammer's just in here, and then all of a sudden that Swamp Palace clear is logical, and you're more interested in the things you find there.
Nope, it's Big Key. Well, actually, Tiso's got the hammer anyways, so Rod would know it's not in here.
Yeah, Boingers are more interested in things like the Fire Rod, maybe the Quake Medallion, potentially. Another sword, perhaps, given that Zoe is still missing one that's outstanding, and I don't know how far out of the way it was. And
It's Eastern Big Key chest, so a little out of the way.
Yeah, if you can find another one that's more on the way than that, you can just leave that one behind forever and pick up Tempered on Desert Ledge later. But as we're about half an hour into this thing now, it looks like our big story is that Boingers have just managed to hit more of this seed in stride. They got the bow before going to Eastern, got the hammer before hitting dungeons by and large that require the hammer.
Okay, so you don't have a key. Yeah, I think... Yeah, I was trying to... And Big Key chest is going to have a small key, so it'll be fine for him.
And unsurprisingly, this is cleanup of Eastern time for the two who were just in pod.
And yeah, they're both going to be going for that sword in the Big Key chest.
Unless their partners find a sword here in Swamp in the very near future, I would, Trinex is already there. It so has probably a one drop here, probably going to be beyond the point of no return for going to Big Key chest before Rot checks both of these. Maybe, maybe not.
I mean, but even at this, but then the sword has to be like here in left side swamp. It's not exactly a place you want to go for your last sword, or gold sword.
Not really better. So yeah, he's just going to go fish for the sword he knows rather than the sword that may exist in Swamp Palace. What did Rotsev do for keys that he still has one small key?
Specky clip.
Did he get the Specky Clip key, though?
Must have.
Yeah, he must have
Must have gotten both those keys.
I don't know another way to pull that off, but it means that he can skip the Phelps key if he really wants to. Okay, Trinex done with Eastern. Now he's going to get up onto the mountain, going to find the hammer, and probably be a little put out.
Good use of the ice rod there on Argus.
Yep, nice fight by Osse. Rotsev getting some pretty good spins in there. A couple of slashes to finish that up. We're going to see the Silver Arrow of Destiny strat here for Phase 2. Nope. Nope.
There we go.
Yep. 3 shots. You just kind of have to take the range with the first couple of them, and then right down the middle.
Okay, now try and access the hammer.
I'm certainly beginning to wonder where these mitts are hiding, because that seems to be locking our runners out of the majority of the remainder of this seed.
Yeah, not many places left. Looks like a shield on the floating island, I think. Mitts looking like they're gonna be vanilla, maybe.
That is entirely possible.
Just made a second trip into Thieves Town for Oase. Oh, okay, like Highly Island had our other meal upgrade. I don't think we've seen... Yeah, we haven't seen Spike Cave. I could have it too.
Yeah, that's another classic option. Oh, and we've got the bat. Yeah, how could we ever forget?
Well, it's a fire rod.
Okay, you need that. You have to be able to beat Skull. You have to be able to beat Trinex.
Well, with what mitts?
Maybe with cheating glitches, but we're not using the cheating glitch rule
and
set.
maybe Quake Medallion too.
Yep, could be a vanilla medallion day.
Green Pendant's an option as well. Back of Skullwoods could have it.
Maratsev's going to take his return from the fish and not like it. And it looks like he has to be heading to pick up his hammer at this point. I think between them, they've narrowed this down to just a couple of spots, and so he's going to check. Okay, not vanilla mitts today. And the plot thickens just a little more.
I think we're down to Spike Cave, back of Skullwoods, Green Pendant.
I feel a little better about all of those practice games where I've been last locating everything, even though I have a co-op partner, because, yeah, it seems like it happens in co-op, maybe more than it should.
And welcome Raiders. I was going to say welcome Raiders from Zelda's stream. You're coming into Open League playoffs, game 1 of this best of 3 in the round of 16.
Feels weird to call it the round of 16. There we go. We've got a glove on the pendant moth. Why not? That's fine.
We're going to get Spike Cave from Rot now. And it's just arrows.
Okay, so at this point, what? Flute, maybe Quake? Theoretically,
so.
If the flute is in Desert Palace, we need to find a book?
Yeah, that's what it's looking like right now.
Yeah, here comes the required digs for days from so gotta
Yeah.
get those flippers eventually. Is this a play to pick off catfish, I guess?
Yeah.
I will say I'm a little surprised picking this over a pendant boss that you have to beat anyway that also has the green pendant attached to it. But it does seem like very much a co-op play, doesn't it? We've got this terrible one-off location. I just hit a save and quit point. Let me go ahead and knock that off the list really quick.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice quick fish there.
Yeah, I think we are in GT mode now. We can get in there. Oh wait, no, we can't. We can't. But if Flute's in GT, then we need the book.
Yeah, we're gonna need some kind of Desert Palace access, and the mitts open up enough more that I feel like we're just going to wind up hitting the flute, but we may not. The possibility exists that either the flute or the Quake medallion to get into Mire is just hanging out in Ganon's tower. I suspect that Trinex is going to start hitting stuff in stride here fairly soon because he's got that fire rod, he's got the mitts. And once he finishes Thieves, he's going to be able to go down and get the flippers, probably just carry that play through to Swamp Palace, knock it out really quick while you're considering next moves. But that'll put the Thieves Town clear on the board for Trinex. We've got Rotziv and Oase heading for Helma King. Everybody's dungeoneering, which is really where you hope to be more often than not.
Mm-hmm. There's Mr. Tiso. Simultaneous Helmasaur King kills in our bottoms earners.
Yeah, seconds apart on that Helma clear. And we will see what Trinex wants to do after he gets these flippers, because it's entirely possible to just go ahead and go to Ice or go to Crystal Turtle Rock. And now here's where that ordering comes into play, because Rotziv got over to the eastern area with a bow the first time and already has eastern cleared, whereas this is Owase's time in the place to go ahead and get the eastern clear, even though he dipped in here earlier.
Alright, so Tiso's going to check Dark Death Mountain now.
Dark Death Mountain probably into Turtle Rock, while Trinex has opted for the Smith sequence. Oh, well, there's a free enough third sword.
Okay. Here it is, Bombos. I think Rat's gonna go pick up Ether now, just in case.
Yeah, when you're that close to it, you really just want to grab it rather than having to come running back for it later. And the Hookshot Cave checks. That is probably an out-of-the-way heart container for Rotziv, unless something like the flute is in here.
That was all junk.
Yeah, no, that heart container was by far the best thing in there.
No, Oase didn't mirror out. Oase went into Eastern without the bow, without either bow, which were both in CAC. Or didn't Oase mirror it earlier? a little confused. Okay. And other than Super Bunny. Okay, also mirrored out. That's unfortunate.
Okay, we're gonna see Turtle Rock. Rotsev still has to grab his mitts. Awase is going to have to go through the rigmarole of getting his mitts as well, so the new checks are going to be happening from the top 2 runners for the near future.
Two Smokies on the right side. I don't think anybody's checked green pennant right now.
No, I don't think anyone has. And a big key in the compass chest. Okay, so this would be a really nice start to a go-modable Turtle Rock, except, well, the runners aren't in go mode, so it doesn't really help them.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah, I do see Rot probably going to ice. Up, okay, there's our last shield.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he wants anything to do with that green pendant. Nobody wants anything to do with that green pendant. They just had to collect it. That was a bit of an unfortunate missed fire rod shot there. I'm pretty sure Rot has a red in his bottle, so magic is at a bit of a premium here in the Ice Palace. Now, he does have the Bombos medallion, so you can still get away with it, but you'd like to use that and still have most of the bar left for fire rod because you're still on Master Sword. Master Sword Cold Stare is not the most fun thing in the world.
Yeah. Looks like the Pine Gators are in the rupee pack.
Decidedly not their vanilla pool.
Tiso is gonna, I guess, do this before Mimic Cave. Oh, there's Quake.
Alright, well, that's fully on the path. You can grab that pretty much at your leisure. And there's another one of those out-of-the-way heart containers. Only one runner on a team is going to get that one.
Well, there's the buck.
Yeah, the chances of the flute being in Ganon's tower just went way up with that book discovery.
Yeah. And our last item in Ice House is in the big chest, but it is just bombs. Oh, you gotta get a key.
Yeah, you have to go rob the next room of its key, otherwise you're not going through that door on this layout.
Well, the first 3 checks of laser were nice enough to give us our first 3 items, but we had to get the key anyways. Or our last 3 items, I meant.
Well, also taking the time to snag that sword. I don't think that 2Pearl knows that there's a sword on the No, because Trinex is the one who went and looked at it. I remember distinctly seeing his half-a-pokey sprite go over there and bash around the desert area. So they know where the other sword is, and have decided to pick that one up.
Yes, we're not skipped iced tea because we found all 3 items.
Solid combo of hammer hits and master sword slashes here. Seems to have done the job for Rotsiv. Cold Stare goes down. Meanwhile, his partner in Rando, so putting the hammer to Trinex here, getting into phase 2.
So this will be Tizo's 5th crystal.
And Rot, unsurprisingly, going to head to desert with that book. I guess the question is, how quickly here do the Boingers get into dungeon cleanup mode? Because they're pretty close to that, aside from getting to GT. And you don't really get to skip ice, and so is heading right for it, because you have to have that book, apparently, to get into Desert Palace.
Mm-hmm.
There's the knowledge for Boing Boing Boingers. We've been missing a sword right there this whole time, but we couldn't get it until about 2 minutes ago, so it's fine,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It seems very unlikely that they are ever going to discover that sword in hammer pegs.
Nope.
Which is fine. Tempered Sword Silvers is a pretty good comfort level.
Yeah, it's the difference between master and or tempered and gold isn't as big as the difference between master and tempered. It's not worth the difference from tempered to go out of your way to hammer pegs. Although I wouldn't be surprised if Trinex or Oase picks it up just because it's right there. Or it'll be right there for them.
Yeah, it's close enough when you're just going to the back of desert anyway. It wouldn't shock me. So doing my favorite clip in the game.
Oh, 2Pearl2Furious. Yeah, they'll probably go for that gold sword, but yeah, Boing Boing Boingers. I don't see it happening.
Unless they really manage to misplace the flute somewhere, I just don't see the world in which they're checking the Smith sequence at any point here.
Oh, the potion was actually green, not red.
Okay.
So, Oasis gotta be careful. It does have bloom, or no, it's, okay, he's got blue mail, so at least he can take a hit from a falling chunk of ice, but can't take a puff hug.
Oh, yeah, Owase had found a second bottle with a green at some point. Rotsiv's red had come from the Waterfall Fairy refill.
Well, it does change from 12 slashes to 6 flashes in the first 2 phases, but the best runners, if you do it correctly, can still get it done in a 1-in-1.
Also, I think the tracking software may have eaten an input somewhere along the line. Rotsiv did do Thieves Town, and so he's going to be 1 crystal from GT after he clears this. He'll just have to go to Turtle Rock.
And we are going to see Bombo's tablet from Oase. It's not the answer.
Nothing interesting.
You're thinking bosses that get sped up with Gold Sword, probably a Silverless Vitreous, or maybe not even Vitreous if you do Cape Spins. Trinex might be a little faster. Cold Stare could be a little quicker too, but it's not a huge difference.
Yeah, Trinex, if you're conversant with the real quick kill strat with the Gold Sword, you can 0 cycle phase 1 and save some time. I think there's a way to do that with Tempered Sword, but I've seen some runners go for that, and it seems pretty cursed.
Okay, Rats of Eternity did not, just did the front 4 of these now. Alright, then he's going to finish it up now.
Alright, well, in that case, he'll have to finish it up now then. That's fine. And that does make more sense when you know where the hammer is. Just go ahead and check the front 4 really quick, and then nope on out.
And a Pyramid Fairy check from Trinex.
Interesting. It's entirely possible that there's an answer there for them.
Alright, I want to say it's not going to bother with the Gold Sword.
Yeah, and just another very out-of-the-way heart container. Another one of those ones that Owase is not going to get, but still, their health levels seem to have stabilized pretty close.
Alright, we're finally seeing green pendant, but it was nothing.
Yeah, after all this time, we waited in suspense this long, and that's all Saha had for us. Looks like Zoe's also going to go Orange Bomb here. Nice duplication. So at this point, Oase just has the mountain dungeons left before GT. So it seems fairly likely that he's going to wind up being first one in.
Rat is going to see the gold sword here. But Tiso's not going for it.
Nope, now that you know where it is, even if you have to get onto the Smith sequence, it just doesn't make sense. Hammer Pegs is... It's not that slow, but it's slow enough.
Yeah.
That's the pod clear for Trinex, who now just has Desert and, well, before Desert comes Ice on the table.
Mm-hmm.
It felt for a while like Boing Boing Boingers had a fairly substantial edge, and they've kind of been frittering it away by making a really safe full clear of the game before heading for GT.
So yeah, just getting dungeon cleanup from everyone now.
Dungeon and just a little bit of overworld in the case of Rotsov.
Yeah, Boase's just gonna do TR, Mirror to Hera, do that, and then head into GT.
And Rotsov already has the Hera clear and is going to follow him up to TR here. I still think that Oase is going to be first into GT, but maybe by less than I had initially suspected. Of course, the mountain still has something to say about that, apparently. The Dead Rocks and the Green Rocks are all kind of conspiring against Rotsov at the moment. The situation in this race really does seem to have tightened up, though, because I think Trinex and Zoe are going to be fairly close into Desert and then into TT.
Yeah.
So probably has about as much of an edge on Trinex as Oase has over Rotsiv at the moment, is a very rough guesstimate. Maybe a little more, because without the flute, Trinex is going to have to save and quit, and getting to Desert is not all that quick. Comparatively, so is going to be able to maybe even hook speed here if he really wants to and just run west.
All right, I'll say on to Trinex. We're not going through TR. Did Tiso do Desert?
Yeah, I went and I pulled up his stream. On his personal tracker, he does have it.
Okay, so that is he's actually the first one to get 7 crystals.
Yeah, all of a sudden.
Oh yeah, let's play
surprise.
the GT, let's play the GT Bakey guessing game. Or did Tiso forgets?
Well, we're going to find out here in just a
well,
second, because either this cutscene's going to activate or it doesn't.
It does, okay. Quickly. Because we're going to be in there pretty quickly. Yeah, it's hard to keep an eye on the 3 runners, or 4 runners.
Activate the GT cutscene, go over and check Ether Tablet.
Sure. Yeah, just in case. Nope. Start with a mushroom, which, you know, could be needed.
Yeah, you're at a point where, particularly as the first runner in, you don't get to skip it. We get the hook speed version of Harapot there from Oase.
Just half magic and a small key in the Stalfos room. Hopefully from giving us 2 small keys.
When you see only 1 small key between Torch and Stalco's room, you understand that Hope room is just going to be loaded.
And we're just gonna do tile room right now.
Yeah, this is certainly more of a co-op choice than a normal solo play choice, but I kind of like it. I'm here for it. And here's Oase going to be the second runner into Ganon's Tower.
So that was number 6. So we gotta remember the counting is going to be a little off. Or sorry, number 8.
So we're about to get 9 through 12 here as Rotsiv picks up that 7th crystal off of Trinex.
Okay, nothing yet. Oh, we're going full Dark Magician here from Tiso.
Yeah, we're gonna get the classical full Dark Magician route with not just the full Dark, we're going to get it with a tile room gamble.
And Rotsiv's probably just going to rando rush.
At this point, he has to.
Yeah.
Yeah, just grab the 2
Oh,
keys
yeah, grab the
from
keys from
Hope Room.
Hope Room,
You
yeah.
know they're here. It's kind of tough to turn them down. But here we are. This is what you're hoping for. This late into a race, we're going to have all 4 runners in Ganon's Tower at the same time.
All right, so this is going to be number 13. There it is. Of course, we're still looking for a flute.
Yeah, you don't really get to stop there. As much as you might like to, you don't really get to.
Yeah, Tapadino, I believe, is the 3rd member of Boingers, if I'm not mistaken.
No, Tipadino is
there it
on
is
Past
not.
the Picanha. I have to
Past
play
Lacana.
him.
Oh, there's the flute. There's go mode. 116.31. I'm getting teams mixed up. My apologies. Okay, Rot's having a decision which way to go.
Yeah, Boinger's 3rd is Pitelevin.
Okay, Pitelevin is the 3rd member of Boingers. And let's see what we find. I don't think we're gonna. Oh, hey, we found the bug nut in the rando room.
Yeah, that's fine. Well on our way to true tracker percent. Now, I don't know that Oase is ever getting either of those boomerangs, but such is life sometimes.
Yeah, just the only thing we didn't see were the last 2 bottles. Well, we could. One or both could be in Meyer. I don't expect any more chests getting open into GT now.
It does seem unlikely, and know where everything is. It's difficult even more so in a co-op setting where it's not just I'm playing for myself. I can open some chests and meme if I want to.
Oase, where are you going?
He's going to check the big chest.
Oh, well, and now he knows.
He's not.
That makes sense. It's just in case, but then you find out about the flute, and unfortunately you got 1.0'd by that anti-fairy, so lost some magic.
It does seem like it's easy enough to make that check after you do the Ice Armos 3, but yeah, it's fine. Splitting that up, if he had remembered beforehand, makes a lot of sense as a co-op play. I feel like once you've already done the over and back, it's a little less valuable.
So did neither one actually see Ether from 2Pearl2Furious?
You have to scout library.
Because
It's just too early not
they
to.
got his ice rods right next to it at race game. I expect they would have at least seen it. Oh, Tizo's gonna hover. Second time works.
Yeah, you had to know that was coming after seeing the hover to the bow locked side of pod earlier. Not the kindest and gentlest Aga 2 patterns in the world.
No.
So doing a good job to get singles on a couple of these. This is a very, very unforgiving fight at the moment.
There's one more thing we gotta do before we go to Ganon.
Ganon's gonna have to sit there in the pyramid and wait just a little while longer because the goal says you have to do everything.
I mean, if 2Pearl2Furious knows that Ether is in the library, I think they're probably gonna get it when they go activate the flute just in case. But I could see a gamble too, since they've got two of the medallions.
That was a really nicely done penultimate chest room by Oase there, by the way. And you open the chest for fun. Maybe you think, there could be a blue or a green, maybe even a red bottle, let's say, hanging out here. Since we've only seen a couple of them, it may help.
So it is Ether for Meyer. Yeah, these Aga 2 patterns not very good. Once I was able to turn a double out of that one there.
He was trying to be really creative with that pattern, but it wasn't meant to be.
Ether's in the library. We're pretty sure both 2Pearl2Furious runners know where it is. It does mean they'll have to go out of their way to get it. Oh boy, the double leaps are back.
Yeah, you run over enough spikes and that happens.
Just enough magic.
And Trinex gets the bad news.
Yep, he's got to go back. And that might... Okay, good, he didn't monk. Big key in the main room.
Yeah, big key in the lobby. That's a... Ooh, nice. Nice clip cancel there.
You know, it's a good reason to use double beeping, so you know your health's running low.
Interesting. Rotsev chose not to arm Spooky there.
Okay, it didn't warn about flashing lights on Rot, but there will be flashing lights on Owase's stream right about now.
Yeah, Rotsev already
The
knowing
double
where this...
beeping's back. Alright, he does get the fairy this time.
Yeah, he's gonna put it away with the powder. Rotsev, knowing where this key is, can just steal a key, go open the door. Doesn't even really need to steal the other key if he doesn't want to. He can just go up the left-hand side.
Yeah.
And now, at long last, the pig.
Okay, Chizo does have a blue potion. It's going to use the cape here. Unfortunately, was not able to get the one cycle in phase 2.
Looks like he's cleanly on to phase 3. Just needs to kind of wait out the slow portion of the program, and then 4 silver sticks into the pig will get the job done. I got the silver pig right before the torch went out. Go ahead and get your GGs in chat for Tso, who's going to be the first of the runners tonight to cross that bridge and put in a finish time. Official time on racetime.gg of 1 hour 28 minutes and 42 seconds.
Yeah, as long as... No, that's going to be the second one in the Ganon fight. As long as he doesn't... Or as long as he doesn't finish last, they will be guaranteed to take game 1.
Even if he does, the earlier finish by
Yeah, the T,
gives him
so...
a little time to work with.
Yeah. Of course, the average time only comes into play when you have one team finish first and fourth, the other second and third. It does look like we're going to be on our way to a first and second place finish unless something goes horribly wrong in the Ganon fight.
And Rot does have that cape. He did get the butter sword, so it's easy enough for him to get the 1-1 here.
She does.
Looks like he's going to set up for a just-in-case torch glitch here. Trinex also moving on into Phase 3.
Does not get torch glitch. That's alright though. This will be a double here. Alright, Racer just needs to cross the bridge, and this will be it.
Going to make very sure that he doesn't accidentally walk off. Going to leave 2 entire tiles between his sprite and the top of the screen there. But go ahead and get your GGs in chat for Rotsiv and Boing Boing Boingers. Rotsiv with the official race time of 1 hour 31 minutes flat. That is a 1-2 finish for Boing Boing Boingers, who are now up 1-0 in this best of 3 series.
Trinex right behind in third place, 131.12. No, 131.14.
It was a very exciting torchlight by Owase, but going to go ahead and get the last stick or 2 into the pig here.
Yeah, just before that second torch went out.
Yeah, GG's in chat for 2Pearl as well. I don't know about you, VX, but that was a really exciting race. I enjoyed that one start to finish.
Yeah, pretty good one.
Looks like we've got a couple of runners in our waiting room. They can pop up and join us as soon as they're good and ready. We've got that 134 collection rate from Rotsiv giving us that nice nice fast forward. We're gonna get through the stats here. We'll see exactly what happened. And we are joined by Trinex, and so good game to you both, gentlemen.
GG's.
GG's. GG the Boingers.
I was saying to VX before you guys joined us in here that this one was a lot of fun to watch. It was a lot of fun to commentate. You were really close. It felt like Boingers had a little more of an edge in the mid game, and then so maybe you can talk about this a little bit because you guys got really thorough there down near the end of the game.
Yeah, well, since the CAC had like everything in the beginning of the game,
literally every check was
literally everything, and so we were like, let's not full clear the game because it's looking like a facet, and so we just decided to both of us rush egg after I got sniped by the archer before going to hobo. So like I was, let's just do Aga since it's an AD. I haven't do the Eastern yet, and let's just go through progression. So after Rod found the hook shot to open the whole game, I decided to do some densities, and then we were left with, I think, Fire Rod, Flute, and maybe Medallion and Meats. And so, like, we were talking about leaving all the overworld behind and just do the dungeons. And but since Flute was still missing in the end game, Rod got a little bit scary to not do the whole Smith chains since he was finishing Thieves Town before TR, and I had still Pirate Fairy and Green Pendant. So since he was a little bit doubting by the decision to just rush GT, I told him, okay, just let's just full clear the game and hope for the best, because it's hard. It's a randomizer. It could have been in GT this whole time since there's 23 checks over there, and 24 if you count Ether Tablet that we left behind too. And if it were on Smith Chain, the seed, we were we were done if we rushed GT. So it's just pick a decision and hope for the best. Like, but in the end, we felt that we maybe wasn't too far behind because our progression was pretty clean. We haven't done too much backtracks since my divergence with Rod was I always had something that he couldn't do, and he had something that I couldn't do. So we split really well the full clear of the game. So I told him that if both teams had done everything in the game, maybe it would be really close.
Yeah, and Trinex, I feel like as we can look back on the seed, maybe the turning point now is that when So was the second one to get that hook shot, he decided to take it up the mountain while you and Owase went ahead and just split up the lower Dark World. Was the mountain something that you two as a team had considered at that point in time?
So at that point in time, I think it was also an unfortunate start where Owase went straight into Eastern before having the bow. So that was kind of a little time loss at that point. And my biggest kind of thing in my mind is that I died at the top of Aga Tower. And so I was really trying to figure out some way to like get some time back. So I just did some water checks because we were still considering that. And then the mountain wasn't even in my mind. So I just wanted to go straight into pod. And so we checked that stuff. You know, happened to get progression in there, but unfortunately we didn't realize the hammer was so free to get. So and then I guess after that, there was only kind of a couple of other minor mistakes we were talking amongst ourselves. I think Owase did a inadvertent mirror while clearing out Eastern on his second dip. So basically Ted did a triple dip of Eastern.
Yeah, very technically.
But yeah, other than that, like it was more like fun at the end because we realized how close we were together, that we were just trying to make sure we weren't doing overlapping checks and yelling at each other where we were at every given moment.
Yeah, that's one of the important things about co-op is you don't want to be doing the same thing in certain spots.
We tried to do a very last minute thing of none of us having ether. So since I was first, I just decided to YOLO it with the 2 medallions. But fortunately, I got 1 out of 3, which was not much time, but in the last second it kind of felt bad.
Yeah, the seed could have been a little nicer, and it wasn't. Such as Rando, right?
But no, this was fun. I mean, other than the mistakes we've already kept in mind, I'm actually kind of happy it was as close as it was. So,
yeah, really exciting race. So, yeah, best of 3 series. Boing Boing Boingers now up a game, and Boing Boing Boingers, correct me if I'm wrong here, were the lower seed coming in, so it's your guys' pick for game 2.
Yeah, we still haven't decided on what we're gonna play because we were waiting for the results of game 1 because we could maybe was thinking of sending our best on game 2 just to try to force a game 3, but since now we have the edge, maybe we'll plan something else. So I have to talk with Rod and Pete to see what we're gonna do, but it's gonna be really hard because everyone that's playoffs here in league, it's really good on the game, so that's no easy match. So just let's wait for what will come on game 2.
Yeah, it never gets easier for your side. Pitelin's going to be drawing in, and it'll be Scary Olive coming in as one of the 2 players on 2Pearl. So whatever it turns out being, it could be co-op AD. Well, no, this was co-op AD. Everybody keeps throwing everything but co-op AD, and you guys have thrown the curveball. It's been messing me up all night. But no, you've got co-op Randomizer, you've got Pilot Spoiler, and co-op Retrance are the 3 possible picks on the table. But anyway, it sounds like it should be an interesting game to me.
That's like we were saving our strongest, Scary Olive, in my heart, for all the last races. So I think he's be the one to carry us through game 2, and we'll have a nice game 3 decider. That's my feeling.
Yeah, this has certainly been one of... There are a lot of great series in second round here, but this was really one that I had kind of put the pin in and said, yeah, this is one that I really want to pay attention to. I feel like there's a lot to be said for this matchup. There are a lot of really great players on both teams here, and unfortunately, at the end of this, one of these teams is going to be going home without the ability to move on and try and earn that invitational slot. And 2Pearl, I'm not trying to knock you guys, but you're trying to get back.
Yeah, I mean it's something to keep in mind. It's we got knocked down as legitimately as possible, but we feel that if we feel nice, definitely have a chance to get back in. So definitely something to fight for.
Yeah, so a lot on the line coming up in game 2 then. Final thoughts from either of you on this seed, the series in general, or league past to present before we start wrapping this thing up?
For me, I just want to yell out GG's to So and Ratsiv. That was a great match, so we're looking forward to game 2.
Yeah, GG's, Tranix, and O's. Want to give a huge shout out for Mindy and MVX for making this happen. Syria and Furious Prince too. I think they were on the tracker. And thanks for watching, because if we didn't have you guys to watch, we wouldn't be doing race streams. And let's hope for as good as match as was this one for game 2.
All right. Thanks again. Give our runners a follow. I don't have any league races on our schedule for tomorrow. The next invitational matches are on Saturday. First one's at noon Eastern between Washed and Potato Pouch. And then we got everyone's favorite rando team, and don't forget to track us at 9 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. And the next open league matches are Sunday. Haven't been approved with the schedule yet, but they are there 6 p.m. Eastern, and then a doubleheader at 9 p.m. Eastern, or 2 matches at 9 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. So stay tuned for all that. Thanks everyone for watching, and we will see you next time.
Have a good one, everybody.